Well, I need to make this video because it's about the real heroes of America. Not me, I'm not a hero. I am wearing a hero watch. This is a Seiko SLA023. I usually wear it on a waffle, have it on the stock bracelet. I'm on the fence about having it on the bracelet. So this is blue, and I almost like the contrast of the blue with the black OEM waffle. But this definitely brings out the hero. And is it too heavy? It doesn't feel heavy now, but you know, wear it for 3 hours. Come back and talk to me. Talk to me in 3 hours. Let's see. I got the bracelet on the SLA051, the Umera, and it's much easier to wear than this. This isn't bad. I don't know. It's kind of flopping around. I got it loose. I don't know. Kind of like it on the waffle. I don't know. So I got the. Well, here's the bigger news. I'm going to probably have 3 watches on bracelets. I wouldn't be surprised if I put this back on the waffle. But anyways, so I've got an SLA073 bracelet. Cost me $400. It's being sent to Rafi over at Watch City. He's going to probably have it next week. He's going to put that on my SLA055. The color, it might not be totally perfect. I think the SLA073 is a slightly different steel than the 055, but I've seen pictures on Watch You Seek, and I'm very confident that I'm going to be happy with it. For that watch, that SLA055, I really want that on a bracelet. And so it did cost me. It cost me, but it's okay. I'm okay with it. I wanted to share that with you. Keep looking at this. Should I keep it on the... I don't know. It's so funny. I was actually going to give you a presentation and explain why it wasn't going to stay on the bracelet. I had it in my mind yesterday. I was going to say, well, it's too heavy, too blingy. I feel more connected to the waffle. And here I am. I'm wearing it right now. I'm rather happy with it. So go figure, man. Shapeshifter, watch addict. Yeah, that's another video. So I'll do a video when I get the bracelet, the $400 bracelet on the SLA055. Dude, when you spend $400 on a bracelet, you just use Superman willpower to like it at that point. you don't even go, oh, do I like it? No, you spent $400. You like it. Can you dig it? So it's gonna. I'm confident that the SLA055 will be on the bracelet. I'm gonna keep the bracelet on the Umera because it separates it more from my my Captain Willard similar turtle case, and I have the Captain Willard on a original Tropic strap. And I'm finding the comfort of the Umera on the stock bracelet very good. And one of the things that's nice about having these on the stock bracelets, these SLA watches, is that you know, they're kind of luxury watches. You feel like you're completing the picture. So I don't know, do I need this much bling? I'm not the comedian Pete Davidson, you know, wearing a Rolex sub for a Netflix special. I'm just some dude taking my daughters to Yogurtland. So I don't know, man. I'm gonna have another bracelet watch. So I bought a watch yesterday. It's called the Citizen Promaster GMT. Has an automatic movement. This mechanical movement has a 50-hour power reserve. There's 2 versions of it. There's like a really dark gray, and then there's just the stainless version of it with a gray dial. I got the stainless, and it was on sale on eBay, Japan Premium. Out the door it was $650, so it was close to about $610 on sale. Now, Citizen's funny that they make so many consumer, you know, mass-produced watches for people at shopping malls to compete with Movado and Hugo Boss, and that's, you know, I'm sure they make a lot of money. But they have the machinery to make really good stuff for us guys. And I remember 10 years ago, and I should have kept it. I bought it 8 times and rebought it. It was called the Citizen Grand Touring, and there were 2 versions of it. I had both of them. I don't know what, you know, my watch addiction needs to be discussed, not here, but in a professional setting with a professional. Anyways, it was one of those watches that I knew guys who had Omega, and they said, this is insane. This Citizen is so good. It's Omega quality. And so when I saw this Citizen Promaster Sky Mechanical GMT, and I should put the model number in the show notes, I knew it was one of those special Citizen watches where, I mean, frankly, I can't believe I got it for $650. I'm very confident that it's going to, like, have the build quality of a very high luxury watch. I mean, I'll do a video on it. But the thing is, about a decade ago, I bought the Citizen Promaster Sky in stainless and black, the radio controlled version. Very beautiful watches, and I could tell from this current one that I just bought that it appears to be from the same machine, the knurling and everything. Now this one has a screw down crown, which I like. I like screw down crown. Yeah, it's one of, sometimes a busy, this is a part of the Sky, you know, pilot watch. Sometimes they're busy in a way that gives me anxieties, but this one's not. This one is detailed in a way that I might just stare at it all the time. So sometimes high detailed watches, they're very pleasing to me. I can just stare at them for a long time. Sometimes they're too busy and they make me anxious. This one is a good version of high detail. So I look forward to doing a version of that. So what I was going to talk about today is, I thought this was going to go back on the wall for, I don't know, probably will, but I'm liking it. But this is a hero watch. I'm not a hero. I don't deserve to wear a hero watch, but I want to talk about the real heroes, the working man of America. I thought about this because I've had some people at my home in the last week. So let me tell you, a little over a week ago, I heard a strange sound in my house. It's, you know, when you flush the toilet, it makes a hissing sound, and then the water goes up, and then the sound stops. Well, I heard that sound a lot, and I heard it by my sprinklers, by my the wall in my bedroom, the premier bedroom, the premier bedroom. So I heard that sound, and I called Francisco. He's my gardener, and I love Francisco. He's one of my heroes. I've known Francisco now for over 20 years. He does everything around my house. He's amazing. He's not that much younger than I am. So I call him, and he didn't call me back. I called him again on Monday because I kept hearing the sound. He came over, and he looked at the sprinklers and goes, no, this is, we looked under the house, and there was a leak under the house. It had a 70-year-old pipe with a leak in it, and it wasn't in the crawl space. You're going to have to go crawl. You know when those special ops fighters saved those kids in Thailand, and they had to go through these weird barriers and make these sharp turns? Well, there was a perpendicular barrier underneath my house. It was going to make it very difficult to access this 70-year-old copper pipe. And oh my God, I called my plumber, and thank God they had someone come right away. So George comes over, the plumber. He's a hero. And he looked at it. He goes, oh, man, it's wet down there. I'm going to have to put on some special plastic. And he goes, I can't even access it. It's about 30 feet of pipe. I think it's going to cost $3,000. And then another $3,000 for a restoration unit to come and put fans down there. So I'm thinking, okay. Got a 70-year-old pipe. So George, and it's getting colder and colder as the day progresses. The sun's going down. It's the winter, by the way. He takes off the wet stuff, but his clothes are wet. He was shivering, and he was still working. He worked on my house until about 7 or 8 p.m. He was freezing. And he wasn't even done. He was going to have to come back. He had some new fixtures and stuff. He was going to come back. He was even going to put new wiring in the sprinkler system. He was going to do I was just going to have him do everything since he was here. And he was shivering. I offered him a sweatshirt. He goes, no, I'm okay. And I told my wife about it. how he went under the house several times. And then finally, by the way, he couldn't even access that pipe. He had to break in through the front of my house. He had to go through the brick, and he was able to access the pipe. His skill set was insane. He was so competent. This is a man in his mid-40s. Never met him before, never seen him before. I've been using the same plumbing company for, about 20 years. I'd never seen this man before, as far as I know. And so he does this, he does this amazing work. I told my wife about it. She pulls a $100 bill out of her wallet. She says, "You got to give this to him." So he comes over the next day to finish the job. Really much a touch-up at this point. I'm so relieved that he's able to replace that pipe. And he looks underneath the house. He goes, "You know what? Your water level never reached the wood, and you never had warm water. You had no sewage backup. You don't need restoration." So I was very relieved I didn't have to spend $2 to $3K for a restoration unit to come in. And he was very touched by my wife's gesture, and he was talking to me about how the whole day that he got called in to go to my house was kind of crazy. He was actually, he was done early. He was going to go home and do paperwork. I didn't know that when you're a plumber, a lot of your work is paperwork, invoices, details. He was going to go home, and he got the call to go to my house. And then he got home late with his cold, wet clothes. He goes, "I usually take a warm shower," took a hot shower. And he mentioned that his wife had passed 6 months ago. I didn't ask him the cause of it. It broke my heart. He said his daughter came home, and she wanted to know that he wanted to go to Panda Express. And he goes, "No, I'm in my pajamas, took a hot shower." They went to Mickey D's drive-thru because he was in his pajamas. And he had a late 9 p.m. Dinner with his daughter, and they did paperwork till midnight. He had to get up at 5 that morning, the day I talked to him, to do a house, and he did my house. And I really enjoyed talking. First of all, this is a real dude, man. This is a dude who he lost his wife 6 months ago. His skill set was so amazing. He froze for my house, man. He worked in freezing conditions. Gosh dang, it got cold now. Anyways, I was glad that my wife gave him that gesture, and he's a hero, man. He deserves this hero watch. Here, take this hero watch, George. So I got George, I got Francisco. I want to give a shout out to today, and then I got to give a shout out to Matt. Matt's my neighbor. He's a termite guy, and he exterminates termites and other pests. And my daughters grew up with his daughter, went to school, so I know Matt. Matt is I've always kind of known him, but I was doing my kettlebell workout in my garage yesterday. He came over because I have termites in my garage, and my wife wanted to do a spot kill where you just kill the termites in one section of the house. He comes over, and we talked for a long time. And he was showing me different parts of my garage where the termites were, and I was asking him about Vicane. And he was explaining to me that it's really not a poison. What you're really doing is displacing air, and you're suffocating the termites. And he goes, these citrus treatments, they don't work. And they're super expensive. And he says, if you don't kill the queen, you don't do squat. You do these citrus killings, you may kill a bunch of termites, but if you don't get the queen, you haven't done anything. And he's just so funny. He's about 5'6", wiry. I mean, he's 155 pounds at most. I wouldn't go in the octagon with him. He is just the epitome of toughness. I've seen him ride his motorcycle around with no shirt in 50-degree weather. He's blonde. He has these aquiline blue eyes. And I talked to him a long time. He's a real athlete. In the 90s, he was a professional dirt bike racer in Europe. He was in Europe. And then his body started getting beat up. He had a kid from an earlier marriage and he needed to make money. So he took over his father's termite company. By the way, he told me he was about to be a cop. He had a psychology degree. He was about to sign the paperwork to be a cop here in Torrance. And he goes, I wasn't feeling it, man. I went with my instincts and I took over my dad's termite company, and I love it. And he is a strong dude. He says, I'll be working until I'm 85. I don't have a pension. This is the working man. And he just makes me laugh so hard. He was telling me all the different treatments for termites and how you really got to suffocate them. He goes, you could pee on a termite and kill it, but doesn't mean you got the queen. He's cracking me up, man. Yeah, I love talking. I love talking to people who get real. So I love talking to Matt. He's going to do I gave all the information to my wife. I said, I don't want to do a Band-Aid job and then the termites just migrate to another part of the house. So we're going to do the tent thing. And what do I do with my watches? Of course, that's my thought. You know, should I even have them in the house? Would this do something to the mechanical movements? I don't know. I think I'm going to take them with me. I don't like it. You know, we've had burglaries in the last 10 years here in the South Bay. Sometimes the burglars die. They don't know that, you know, those gases, you go in there, man, the carbon monoxide will kill you, man. Sometimes these burglars are not doing their research, man. So, love Matt, love Francisco, love George. Really wanted to give a shout out to George for getting down. And now I got to have another worker, my wash machine, my $2,500 Whirlpool. The warranty went out about 4 months ago, and they wanted $1,000 for a 5-year renewal. I go, $1,000? That's half the price of a new stackable washer and dryer. So I didn't do it. Of course, after I didn't do it, I'm having problems with a E1 F9 error message due to drainage issues. And of course, the washer drain's not in the front base, which is where it should be. It's in the back. You got to get a drill and remove the back panel. I'm not doing it. So I'm going to have a guy come over and tell me if it's worth fixing. $80 minimum charge just for coming over. I'll take it, man. Man, the way they make these devices, I was talking about this with Matt yesterday, the way they make these washers and dryers, it's just, they encourage you to waste products because the way the computers break so easily and the way that a repair and a warranty cost can be the same as just buying a new washer and dryer every 5 years. It's we live in a wasteful society, ladies and gentlemen. But today's presentation was to give you some of my watch developments regarding bracelets, a brand new Citizen that's coming that I'm looking forward to that I think is, to use the cliche of the year, is punching above its weight. Cliche! It's going to be, I think it's going to be an impressive piece. It's going to disrupt my collection. Oh, yeah, right. You know, put things in proportion, man. George is doing work with wet, cold clothes on, man. That's a true hero, man. I want to give a shout out to him. Ladies and gentlemen, wear your hero watch, but give respect to the real heroes of America and the world. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm out.